So now we've added some details. It's starting to look, it's still very plain, but we're adding some mechanical stuff, so it's starting to look more messed with, not exactly just like a cave. But there's still probably a lot of room to do some stuff. Yeah, we still have about 100 bytes. And let's make sure all this is solid. Now this doesn't really matter down here. And if you need extra space, if you have something like this and you're running out of space, it may help to take these BTSs away and put it to just air, since you're not going to be able to step on that. But as of right now, it's fine. Another thing we could do is just put more piping, something like that there, and then just run some pipes up to the top. Okay, now these pipes, they look fine, but they do sometimes, if you overuse them and put them everywhere, they can really start to wear and become not so fine. They start to get very old very quickly, and I just noticed I missed that. And then also, it's nice to make these connected like I'm about to do. There we go. Something like that. Now remember, you don't have to complete these because you're not going to be able to see down here. So now you get this pipe that looks like it's running through the center of the ground and then coming out there. So you sort of get a visual. It completes it in your eye, I guess, when you're playing the game. So that sort of helps, and it adds something to the room. Once again, there's something unnatural that's building in this natural cave area. And save that. We're getting closer to our limit. Then, let's see. We might be able to use something like this. Turn that back to solid. And this is a long process. Even a little room like this, it takes a long time to create something that is really spectacular or thought out. Creating something, I'm trying to go quick, so I'm not taking a whole bunch of time on the video, and it's going to come out simpler than what I would use. I mean, I would spend some time on this, not a ton of time, but to really get a good look at what I'm trying to do. So let's just say we've got this done. It's not really done. It needs some work to make it really stand out. But for a beginner's kind of start, this is good. You have your piping here, some piping here with the use of Siri tiles, which are always great, used in small amounts. You have your item here. The only thing you might want to put it is some kind of barrier. So you can't get through maybe right away, unless maybe this is where you collect your first item or so you want them to be able to go across here. But creating barriers is just as easy. You could do something, let's say you put like piping. Let's put that up there and just alright, you could put something like that. It doesn't mesh perfectly up here, it's okay. Same thing, it kind of looks odd since you have two pipes right next to each other and only one is working. But you could have where like this is a bomb block or something, so you can't get through there. Or if you had some extra PLMs, remove some PLM corners or pointers, you could put a gate here, have it only being able to shot by a certain weapon, or even a wave beam on the opposite side. But as of right now, we'll just leave it open. And now we have to choose our enemies. Let's change them from these guys and put in. Take a look, looking. Yeah, you could also use these too. Alright, well, let's just use the regular guys. Alright, let's just use these. Just make sure you uncheck your move off screen. You don't want them to be able to move off screen. Check your information down here. Let's have them move on the left wall, so we'll just leave that 0, or that's special. So yeah, that should be 0. Orientation. Let's do floor. So 3 is fine. And speed, I think these guys move at normal speed at 1 or 2, so we'll just put 2. The next thing is you need to check these guys. They have 2 enemies allowed. Must be to change these guys' palette a little bit. So, but we need to take one of them out. So let's just add this guy and remove him, so they'll work right, and put him somewhere. You can either have him moving already out, but it also helps sometimes when you don't have a lot of enemies. You have 3 enemies for this room. It might be worth it to create it where it respawns, which is great if used right. But the hard part is creating a respawning enemy that doesn't appear out of nowhere, so to speak. So to do something like that, you could. I've seen this done before. You create like this fold right here. Let's kind of do that sort of thing. Place the enemy right about there. Have to change him to ceiling. Why do I have speed 2 set? Set in the wrong settings. This video's taking longer than I thought. 2. Orientation. 2. And that's fine. Okay. Alright. I'm not sure if you have to set these to have a certain slope. Let's set it like that and see if he can wiggle his way out automatically. So let's go ahead and save that. We could add these other enemies, but let's not for right now. We'll just leave it like that. And go to our FX one real quick. If I could find FX one. Edit, there we go. Change this to water because we wanted water. We're not using spikes right now. You could add some if you wanted to create some difficulty, but spikes is something that you have to use in very, very small amounts. When you overuse spikes, it becomes very annoying, very cliche, and it just does not work at all. But spikes are one of the best tools to create difficulty and challenge, so to speak. But it has to be used in accommodation, or not very often to say. I mean, it can be used often, but it has to be used right, and it can't be frustrating. It's kind of hard to explain. Let's move this out of the way because I don't know if I'll power bomb. So I'm just going to use the quick edit feature. I'll probably lag up everything, but